Hello, all, and welcome back to a new episode of Movies and Us, a weekly gathering place filled with conversations about movies, stories, and connection. My name is Jennifer Hahn.
And I'm Sarah Callan.
And today we are going to be reviewing the 2003 film Kill Bill Volume 1. This is a journey that we've been going on, reviewing a bunch of 2003 movies because we are going to be potting with our good friend over at the Revisionist Almanac for the 2003 Oscars year. So you've probably seen a lot of 2003 movies on our feed. And today we're excited to dive into this film. We've never reviewed it before on the feed, and we're so excited because we are joined by CeCe. She's back, y'all. She's been on the pod before, and this is gonna be a good episode, y'all. CeCe, you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, CeCe Clemons. Very excited and honored to be on this podcast again here. I do. We'll talk more later, but I do movie reactions, movie related content. So I am so happy to be here and talk about this wonderful, beautiful movie.
Yes. Should we just share the glorious fact of the matter today before we dive into anything? Which is, CeCe, how do you feel like? Do you have a relationship with Kill Bill Volume 1, perhaps? Maybe.
I mean, I have just a little bit. Yeah, nothing crazy. Just very mellow, you know.
She's got the shirt. Y'all are seeing the shirt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just tab in her closet.
I got the message. You wanna talk about Kill Bill? What are you talking about? Immediately, yes. I never said yes like so fast in my life. I don't think. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we all have that movie that we will ride so hard for till the ends of the earth and defend, and we are the biggest fans of. I have that movie for me, and CeCe, it sounds like Kill Bill Volume 1 is that movie for you. It's up there, perhaps holding a very special spot in your heart.
Oh yeah, absolutely. From day one.
I love it. So this is about to be a fun convo, y'all. I just love reviewing things that people love and hold so dear, because you just see them black out and they gush about it, and it's my favorite thing. So I'm excited to see just all of the things that you love about this film, and there's so much to discuss with this movie as well. So let's dive right in. Sarah, do you want to give a quick IMDb summary for Kill Bill Volume 1?
Sure. After waking from a 4-year coma, a former assassin wreaks vengeance on the team of assassins who betrayed her.
All right. Simple enough. Not so simple storyline, huh?
Very cute summary for what we saw on that movie.
Yeah. I need the IMDb summary to be as loud and colorful and vibrant as this movie is. Oh man. Oh, so good. Okay, well, one sentence summary is a Movies and Us tradition. CeCe, as our guest, what is your one sentence summary for Kill Bill Volume 1? I'm sure this was kind of hard to do because, how do you sum up this movie in one sentence, eh?
So for me, the sentence summary is the impact of Kill Bill Volume 1 is gargantuan.
Ooh, yes. Mm-hmm. So good. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. The way it's infiltrated into so many parts of pop culture and media of all forms and mediums is truly quite impressive. Sarah, what is your one sentence summary for Kill Bill Volume 1?
My summary is never mess with the bride.
Nope. Yep.
That part.
Yep. Word of advice to everybody.
Lesson learned.
Yeah. My one sentence summary is not so silly Caucasian girl plays with samurai swords quite well.
Yeah, she sure does. It's impressive.
She sure does. Yeah, very impressive.
A nerdy moment. This sword here above me, that's from Kill Bill.
Oh my gosh.
That's our sword. My sister got it for me for Christmas. I'm glad that no one else but my family was around to witness that moment. That was crazy. That was a crazy moment. That was a crazy time.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, that's a little. I forgot to mention that. But yeah, there you go.
That's amazing. That. So if you're listening and want to see CeCe's Kill Bill
A
shirt and her Kill Bill sword, make sure to check this out on YouTube, youtube.com/moviesanduspod. And then you can
mm-hmm.
see all the Kill Bill in all of its glory. This is
Yeah.
amazing.
Well, what I love is that like it's perfectly positioned over that lamp, so it looks like it is like being like levitated in the
Hmm.
air by this like halo effect. You know
It's
what I mean?
perfect. It's perfect. Yeah, I'm
You're
so
just being like
happy.
held by the angels.
That was like that was a happy accident, you know.
I
But
love it.
I definitely wanted it over the lamp. But yeah,
This is
I
some
have a small
cinematic
apartment,
genius.
so I have a limited space, and I had
Hmm.
that, and it worked out perfectly. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. The width of that is like perfectly positioned with the width of the light. It's
yeah.
movie magic right there. Cinematic genius
Thank you,
happening.
girl. Thank
I got you. I got you.
you.
Oh, I love it. Okay. Well, let's dive in. This did come out 22 years ago. I'm doing math in my head.
I don't
No,
like to
that's wrong.
even hear
That's
that.
right. 22 years ago. So we are going to keep this spoiler free section real short and share kind of our high level thoughts about Kill Bill. Is this our first watch? Is this our nth watch in CeCe's case? You know, she just maybe has this playing in the background all night, all day. And maybe what our thoughts were in this most recent watch of the film, which I think it's always so fascinating to me. Like, what are the things that stand out to us as time has passed? And then we'll give a spoiler alert and then dive fully in. So, yeah, CeCe, I guess, what can you describe that feeling when you first do you even remember when you first watched this movie and where you were and whatnot? And then as you've watched this over time, perhaps now, maybe in a more recent watch, what has kind of stood out to you or come distilled out for you over time as you've sat with this more?
Yeah, yeah. I actually asked my mom last week because it's been so long. But I live in Texas now, but we lived in Ohio for like 6 years.
Yeah.
I developed a lot of personality there and interest, like in that short span of 6 years being in Ohio.
Hmm.
But my mom, she let me watch Kill Bill. I forgot how old I was. I was young, uh, a little over what 11, maybe
Nice.
12,
Yeah.
and she didn't let me watch. Uh, she just didn't let us watch like rated R movies.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that was the first rated R movie I remember her letting me watch. She may have let me watch some before, but I didn't remember those.
Mm.
And I was just when I first saw it, I was just like, this is the best thing I've ever seen in my life. It's like, oh my gosh. And my mom was like, I knew you would like it because she said I was drawn to
Ah,
action
wow.
movies and like kung fu type of movies. And she thought that I would really like it. And I was already gravitating to those type of films anyways, female
Mm.
lead, kicking butt, all of that stuff. I was already like there.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just I watched that with my sister. My sister is what 3, 4 years younger than me, and she just allowed both of us to watch it, and she knew what she was doing. She
Yeah.
knew what she was doing.
Thank you, Mom.
Like well, you knew. But no,
I
yeah,
love
that
it.
we watched that a lot because at that time we rented from the library. We didn't own DVDs,
Mm.
so we would just keep renewing the subscription or renewing, and then when we had to return it, go back again in the next few days. Okay, go ahead, order it again. Like we were on it all summer. So
Wow.
yeah, it just had that impact.
Mm.
Then when we moved back to Texas, I was in high school. Um, my aunt, she loved that movie as well, and she actually had the physical DVD, and it was game over at that point. I mean,
Yeah.
I took a break and something just just reawakened
Mm.
in me, and me and my sister, like one summer, we watched that movie every single day throughout the day. It's like this can't be healthy. But every day for one summer we watched that movie. We were quoting it from beginning to end at one point. Crazy work.
Wow. I love
But
that. You absorbed it into your being. It became part of you
yes.
over that transformative summer experience. You didn't
Yeah,
have to share it with nobody
absolutely.
else, too, you know? Like, I'm sorry, you want to rent this movie too? I get great taste, but I have to give it up for 4 days at the library.
Yeah,
That's
I
horrifying.
need it now. Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, just from the beginning when we first saw it, and then even
Mm,
coming back and older watching it. Yeah, I've probably watched that, if not 100. Like we're getting close to it. We're
yeah,
getting
not
close
enough
to it.
fingers and toes.
But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and even as I've gotten older, I don't watch it as much as I did before.
Yeah.
But every now and then, especially like, well, recently you guys saw my birthday. When I wake up, I just want to watch it, and
I
or
love
or
that.
if I'm feeling down, or if I'm
Mm.
bored, having a bad day, like, I'm gonna watch Kill Bill while you want real quick. And yeah, it gets me in the right spirits. I just feel like a
Mm.
child again. That's what I strive for pretty much like every day. So yeah,
Mm. Yeah, yeah. It brings back that awe and that wonder that you felt then and has like deepened and changed over time. Kind of that
yeah,
deeper appreciation for this. I love that so much. I
yeah.
love it. Um, yeah, is there things that, especially now that you've gotten older and maybe even like your brain has expanded, the things you're able to notice, your kind of understanding of the world that the bride is inhabiting has probably changed and evolved over time. Like, are there things, especially like maybe more recently, that you're starting to like see or notice and be like, wow, I would not have been able to pick up on that as a young child, but my gosh, now, man, there was something there that I kind of didn't even be able to notice as clearly.
I would say for for me, if recently it's with me, instead of just watching, I still watch for entertainment, but I'm more mindful
Yeah.
of like plot, character development,
Mm,
and I guess I was more fascinated with how, like, in less than 5 minutes, okay, kill Bill. Who is Bill? Why do we want to kill him?
yeah.
Boom. Oh, you need to. It's
Mm,
established. And I was like, wow. I was like a little fascinated. Like, wow, they really like they really get you invested within like the opening scene of the film, and that's not something that's always done. It takes a little longer to get there, or to get that
mm,
investment. Um, but yeah, that stood out to me on my recent watch. Um,
that's so good.
and that's the main thing. Everything is a lot of stuff is just. I guess I could appreciate more of the Quentin as a director, with like
Mm,
the how he directed the film, how he choreographed certain fight scenes, the crazy crackhead fight scenes. Like, what was that? That is crazy. Give me more. And the colors, like the way the colors popped, especially starting out with the Vernita green scene. I was like, the greens are green, and the yellows are yellow, and the reds are
yes.
reds. All of that extra stuff.
Yeah.
And the yeah, just the humor. I appreciate the humor, the funny
Mm.
parts in there, things that made me crack. Like, it totally missed me when I was young, and I'm dying of laughter as I'm now as I'm now an adult. But
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, definitely just paying attention to more of the
Mm.
development, more structures of the story, and the choreography, and then the music.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
That's
Oh.
that's a very legendary part of it as well. And I've seen some footage, or I guess yeah, of him talking about that process, and
Mm.
how much of an involvement he had with that, with choosing certain songs, or who he reached out to, or how he discovered certain artists. I was like, this is amazing. So yeah, just much more of an appreciation for the little things.
Yeah, yeah. As your brain literally grew over time, you know what I mean? Like by
Yeah,
by nature. I love that. I love that.
yeah.
Sarah, curious your thoughts about Kill Bill Volume 1, more recent watch. What are some of the things that really stood out to you?
Yeah, so I have seen this movie a few times. Not as many as Cece, but I have seen it a few times.
That's
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
no,
That's
no
okay.
one, no one, none of us can be on that level.
so I probably most recently watched it about like a year ago,
Okay.
and so it was fun to like revisit it again when it was still a little bit fresh from that most recent watch. And I think, I mean, so many of the things that you said, Cece, are just what makes this film so great, and just This time when I was watching, I was really focused on how the jumping in time is not confusing, because it could have been.
Yeah.
And honestly, it probably should have been,
Hmm.
because we do jump around quite a bit. And like the movie kind of starts in one place and then we go back and then catch up to where we started again. And there is a way that that could have been really disorienting to go through. But something about the way that this is paced and put together, and I think the chapter breaks also really help to make it clear like when we are in time, in addition to like where we are in time and her goal in this specific chapter. So I really love how this is structured so that we can have a film like this with flashbacks and flash forwards and all of this, and it makes sense and we don't get lost in it. And I think that that is really, really impressive for the screenplay, in addition to all of the other things that make this film great. But that was really notable to me this time.
Mm. Yeah, this film is very episodic in a lot of ways. Like even if those events are kind of out of order, it doesn't matter. We know that there's X number of kills that she needs to accomplish, and like it doesn't feel like it needs to be like linear sequential, which I think helps a lot. There's like context that she gathers, but for the most part, it's a place and a vibe and an atmosphere that she's gonna do her thing for this one chapter of the story, which is really cool. And the way that the visuals and the color palette and the sets change from place to place feels like we're going from completely different environments to the next. I like, it's interesting for me to think about this film as a film, and I don't have this feeling often, but this film feels also like visual art. It feels incredibly like sonically and musically really interesting. So thinking about how much Kill Bill has influenced like music and visual art, I think is like really fascinating, because it almost feels like it cannot be contained by just being like a narrative feature film. It's so much more stimulating and interesting in what it's trying to do beyond just that. You could take like a 3 to 4 minute segment from this film, and it standalone on its own has like so much to say. Could be like a really sick music video, and it's powerful as just a like any 3 to 4 minute snippet from this movie. And you can't really say that a lot about a lot of films, just the amount of attention to the visual detail and the pacing and all of that. I think is so fascinating. It almost like breaks the bounds of being constrained by being a narrative feature film, which I don't know. I don't have that feeling very often when I watch a lot of movies that we review. I will admit that I hadn't seen this film before. There's a whole like Tarantino like gap in my film knowledge, because I get really queasy, and I know he's an incredibly violent filmmaker. And I think I
This will
was
do it.
bracing myself for, yeah. So I'm like, thank you, CC, for giving me an excuse, honestly, to like watch this movie too, because I am now informed and I am with the times now. Thank God. How was I living my life before watching this movie? Um, but this film, I don't know, it's violent, but it's also incredibly empowering for our female protagonist, who is fighting for herself and fighting for her sense of justice. There's so much emotional catharsis in this movie, which I don't know, I didn't expect to see. It's so fascinating, honestly, that we together, the three of us, reviewed Ballerina like a couple of weeks ago, because that feels like the appetizer, the amuse bouche, honestly, for like the full meal that this movie is. Just the amount of emotional depth in this movie, I think I was like so pleasantly surprised by. I love the lack of music used in some sequence when the score just totally cuts out, and it's all almost these ASMR sound effects of glass breaking and the ball and chain whooshing. And it's like so visceral, and the physicality of it all is like felt in all of my five senses. So this is quite an experience. I wish I could see this in theaters, honestly. I think it would like be mind blowing in every like sensory experience to see this on a big screen with like incredible audio
Man,
design. Woo! That'd be crazy. Yeah.
I would
So
I would probably levitate. I'll probably die of a heart attack. honestly.
You're about to be like that sword on the
Yeah,
wall. It was like
don't put it
just
on IMAX. Don't do that. Yeah, that would have
yeah,
been
yeah,
amazing.
yeah, yeah. So I guess we'll give a spoiler here. If you haven't seen Kill Bill Volume 1 yet, go watch that movie, come back, listen to the rest of the conversation because we're diving fully in.
Yeah, stop
So, Cece,
playing.
I'm,
The movie came out in
yeah, go ahead.
2003. Let's go.
Yeah.
Get the watching. Okay, that's it.
Yes, yes. PSA from us all. Cece, I'm curious if there's a specific segment or sequence of this film that just like you just get excited for that part every time. Like, is there one that stands out to you most that you either were captivated by the first time you watched it as a kid back from the beginning and has stayed with you, or maybe one more recently that is just like, you're like, this one just is so satisfying.
There's too many. Um,
Of course, the whole
no,
movie.
but there is one that that stands out the most. It did when I was younger, and it still does now.
Mm.
It was the scene with where they went over. Beatrix was trying to get her toes to wiggle, her big toe to wiggle, and she
Ah,
told her toe the story, told her toe of
yeah, she did.
Orin Ishii's story, and it went into animated, and I was captivated. I was captivated then, and I'm captivated now. And I'm like, I'm supposed to hate this woman. She's supposed to be
Yeah,
killing her, which she did, mission accomplished. But I was just, it's like, how dare you make me like feel something for this woman that did these things to you? I care about you. What are you talking about? But yeah, that the just the way it was animated and the way it told the story,
mm.
and and the music, like from beginning, actually right before you saw that scene to the end, just moved. Like I was watching it Saturday and I was hearing it and I just got goosebumps just hearing the song play. I'm like, this is crazy. Yeah, that one is my favorite. I have a lot of favorites, but that's the one that was the most uh captivating for me then, and even now. Yeah.
Yeah, the thing that still always surprises me about that scene is how long it lasts. I always expect it that the animated portion will end when she's a child, and then we'll see like adult
Mm,
version of Oren. We'll see Lucy Liu like pick up the story from there, and
Hmm.
I'm always like pleasantly surprised that we get to spend more time in this animated sequence because it is gorgeous. It is so
Yeah.
cool
mm.
to watch this animation style in the middle of this like action adventure film. And I think it's so cool to see that. I think especially because, for so many years we are like just bombarded when we're children with like Disney style animation, and so it's just so
Mm.
cool to see this other style and for it to look so visually striking. And I mean, this whole movie is, like you were saying, Jen, like visually so interesting and so beautiful, and each of those animated frames are the exact same way. There's so much to see in every single frame, and it's just it feels like a little like treasure hunt as you're just like looking
Yeah.
at everything that's going on in the frame.
Yeah, it's amazing. And then the like, stop, turn this off. I can't. Yeah, it's just so good, so good. And it was
Like, I'm not
when
trying to
I
get
was
my
so
feels in the middle of
surprised.
the day. Jeez.
Yeah, it gets me in
Yeah.
my feels.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just seeing that switch up. I was like, what?
Mm.
Okay, cartoon,
Mm-hmm.
animated, okay. And it
Mm-hmm.
for it to be the most, to me, the most like captivating part of the whole thing, of the whole movie, is yeah, it's very touching. It's
It
nice.
is. It's such an emotional sequence, and like you said, Cece, there's this like emotional cognitive dissonance that we feel because we know that that's the target, that's the
Yeah.
woman that she needs to go take out, and yet it almost feels like the bride, as she's narrating this whole sequence, also gets lost in the empathy she feels for the
Mm,
person she's supposed to kill as she's telling the story, because what they both have in common is that they've lost the things that have been closest to them in their lives, and out of that grief they've channeled it into vengeance, out of like survival, out of a desire to make it right, and they can relate to each other, and so
yeah.
even that sequence when she's explaining the story, you almost see her like feel the emotion of what she felt, because she's still processing so much of that, and it's so fresh for her. She's just woken up from this 4-year coma, realized she's lost her baby. Like she almost like got lost in the emotions too, as we are getting lost in the emotions with her of what this woman has felt. And then you see her kind of snap into mission mode of like, okay, but I gotta go take her out, and like she has to like walk all out of that back. But I think that's the really cool part of this protagonist, is that you feel that she is not emotionally disengaged and disconnected from herself. In fact, it is like that empathy and that heart that's beating inside of her is very much still alive. Even in that opening sequence when she takes out Vernita, like she sees the bus come up and she softens and she's like, oh my gosh, but there's a child, and that like that nurturing instinct in her kicks in. And so she's not this like cold-hearted, cold-blooded female protagonist that has like loved and lost and is now like devoid of all emotion. No, she actually feels and relates in the moment quite deeply, and yet still is having to get the job done. And I think that makes her far more interesting than essentially like the Keanu John Wick version of a protagonist that's seeking revenge, was just like, I got a mission. There's like no room for anything else. We've shut all of that down. Like you feel that she's her heart is still living and breathing inside of her, and I think that makes her so complex too.
Yeah. This is just a perfect movie. I mean,
Yeah,
that's it. No.
I love it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's so arresting, that sequence. And yeah, like you, Sarah, mentioned, it lasts so much longer than I expected to. I kept waiting for us. I was like anticipating waiting that we were going to cut out and then be mad about it. I'm like, no, take me back. But I just love that it still gave me more. Like, it's like when you get seconds and thirds and fourths of the really good meal that you're having.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought, and this is probably like, duh. But when I was watching, it's like, oh, it's like
Yeah.
we're seeing it animated, but it's. I feel like it's being told from her
Mm.
imagination because she doesn't know, she doesn't know what she looked like when these things happen. So it's like
Yeah.
she's telling the story and we're seeing it, but it's she's literally like we're seeing how she's imagining it in her head, kind of thing. It's like probably
Mm.
yeah, duh, but it didn't click for me till I watched it the last few times. Like, oh, we get to like, get in her head a little bit. This is cool.
Mm.
Yeah,
That's so true. That's so true.
And I love how interesting, the bride character is. She still has a heart. We see this like imaginative, creative side of her. And so
Yeah.
just, I mean, shout out to Tarantino for writing such a robust female character, but then also Uma Thurman just gives a phenomenal performance and is balancing all of these emotions. Like she's believable as an assassin, she's believable as a woman who has been injured and is mourning and is dealing with a lot of this grief. They have perfect comedic timing. She is so funny in this movie.
yes,
And then in addition to like all of like the physicality that she has to bring. So like I'm always impressed by her in I think everything that I've seen her in, but rewatching this again, just being impressed all over again at just how good she is in this. I don't feel like she's gotten her flowers for this performance, and I think she needs to get even more praise for just the really outstanding work she did in this film.
yeah, I agree. It's like a lot of people like agree like how iconic it is and a great performance,
Mm.
but it's like need a little more recognition though. Because yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the way that she pulled this role off was just so good. And like you said, lots of little funny moments. Even the way when you said that, I thought when she had blood on her face when she bit Buck's lip off. Or no, not Buck, the other guy.
The other guy. Yeah.
Yeah, ripped that lip
Buck's
off. I was like,
friend.
yes, immediately when I saw that. And
Yeah.
then I also cringed too because that was uncomfortable to watch. Good job
Yep.
putting for that. But and then
Mm-hmm.
she got the water just just like rubbed it weirdly on her face and then looked like out the door. It's just like little small moments like that that cracked me up. And then the part, and this is where I don't think we need to mess with Kill Bill. It seems like that's not happening based off what I've heard from Kill Bill from Quentin and Uma. But when she told Vernita's daughter that she didn't intend to kill her mom in front of her, so she was sad about that. She said, "If when you get older, if you're still raw about it, I'll be waiting." Like, don't set up a sequel like that. Don't do that. Don't do that to my mind. Do I
Uh,
need it? No. Would I like it if it's done right? Sure. Not
yeah.
necessary, but like, don't do that to me.
Well, that happens
Like,
like 15 minutes in the movie too. You know, you're like, I haven't seen the whole movie yet, and we're already setting up the next
yeah.
thing. Do I want to
And
see
then
that?
the
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
absolutely. I'm here if it's done right. Take my money. Um, and what was that? Oh yeah, and you mentioned like the way the chapters are
Mm,
they're not in the exact
order.
order. I like how they're in different orders. I noticed that I like when movies like Weapons, the Weapons movie. It had a similar structure, and I
Mm.
loved it. I loved it. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I really like that structure. Maybe that's something that works for me.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I knew that watching it, but I was like, okay, I love Weapons. I love other movies like that. Maybe there's something there. I like it when
Mm,
they go back and forth like that. And then and even thinking back on like the chapter opened with her fighting Vernita Green, but I
yeah.
guess I didn't appreciate everything that she had done. Like she really did, like she killed Oren and all of those
Mhm.
people before. Like that was light work. Vernita was light work. She
Yeah,
took out the heart. Like
that's true.
respect for Vernita, but that was light work. She knocked out the
Yeah.
hardest person out of that whole list
First.
first, and I think that
Right?
is pretty dope.
Yeah, she started with the
That's
hardest one and then
true.
But
worked
it
her
didn't
way back.
but it didn't click for me because
Yeah.
Vernita is first, and
Yes.
the scene is iconic. Like that is awesome. But you like
Yeah.
wait a minute. You went to Orin first and cut the woman's arm off, and the blood was all splattering and stuff, and
Yeah.
then and you told her to warn Bill, and then you hit up Vernita. Crazy work, diabolical woman. I love it. I love it. Yeah. So yeah, it's just crazy. The more I watch it, the older I get.
That's
Like,
true. I didn't think about that.
oh, oh, yeah, smart. She's
Yeah.
smart.
Well, it says so much about who she is as a person too, that she's going to take the hardest person out first. You know, like you think post 4-year coma, like let's start with some warm-ups.
Do
But
some push
she
ups first, real
chooses
quick.
to. Yes, yeah. Like when I tackle my work, I do the like brain not needed work first. So I like hammer all those out, and then I do the hardest thing last that requires me. This is not how this woman lives her life. And I think that's also telling too. She's like got the tenacity to be like, I will take on the biggest thing first. That is like some character revealing detail right there. It's a fabulous point.
Yeah, that just clicked last weekend.
Wow, I love that. I love that. Because I had a
Yeah.
question jotted down here in my notes. Why is it told in this fragmented way and in this specific order? And CeCe, you just helped answer a dimension of this question for sure. Like,
Oh well,
of
happy
all of the
accidents.
orders, like, why is Vernita not somewhere in the middle? Why, like, why tell it in this way? I mean, obviously, there's like, from a filmmaking perspective, it's the big climactic spectacle at the end. But from a like narrative plot, there's got to be some reasons for that too. Um, yeah, fascinating.
Just to grab our attention. You got Vivica A.
Yeah,
Fox, like yeah, and then fighting Uma Thurman. Like, yeah, it was a great way to open up the start out the chapters. Really great
yeah.
way. I know Ren that would have been cool and epic, but starting it off of Vernita being such a much playing a much smaller portion time wise.
Hmm.
Yeah, and then when she was talking to her And then the little joke where she was like, I should have been called Black Mamba. And it's like, right. That makes sense. That makes sense. But still, I don't care. She just Black Mamba is her. Leave it alone.
Yeah.
And then she dropped, she got the cereal box and tried to shoot her. She would have gotten like she got lucky. That was
Yeah.
just pure luck. And then she got the coffee mug, dropped it down and kicked it, and then threw the. I was like, you know what? This is for
So
me.
good.
This was made for me.
Yes.
This was made for me. But yeah, all of that just really grabs your attention.
Mm.
Starting out in ways that the Aren chapter probably wouldn't have if he started out that way. The music, it's just crazy how he was able to write and direct in a way where it was built up to that, when that was the first thing that happened after she got the first person she killed after she got out of her coma. Really awesome. Really, really dope work.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love that we start where we do, because it's this juxtaposition of these two assassins fighting in the middle of this like cozy, perfect
Suburban.
Yeah.
with the bus dropping the kid off. Like all of that is just, it's funny just because it's such a wacky premise. But I love that just like lures you in, because you're like, those two things shouldn't go together. And because of that, I want to keep watching. Whereas I feel like if we start out with, this assassin going after this crime boss, which is really what Oren is, and all of her minions, like, yeah, that's a little bit more normal. That's kind of what we expect. So I just love the like shock value of this assassin walking up to this suburban house and them just going at it. And then you have to keep watching, because what other crazy scenarios are we going to enter in this movie?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Then I love there's a lot of small, big moments that really stand out. But when she says her name and they bleep it out, yes. Why? I love it. What's her name? I need to know now.
It's so good.
It's just little stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't think at any point in the first one do we hear her name. I think it's the second volume.
Yeah, it's the second one, which is brilliant. You have to watch the second movie in order to learn our protagonist's name.
Yeah.
So smart.
It's the movie just like winking at us and being like, gotcha. Gotcha again. You know what I mean? And you're like,
even when Oren said
okay,
it, it's
true.
like, oh, you guys keep doing it, please.
Yes. And like in any other movie that is not working as well, you're just annoyed. You're just pissed, But with this one, you're like, okay, you got me. You can keep having me too. Like it's it's that push-pull relationship almost that the film has with us as the viewers. I want to give a shout out to the Vernita sequence. The cereal box that she pulls the pistol from the cereal is called Kaboom. And I just am like, I love it. Like some production set designer got to design that cereal box. It's in the font of the like colorful big bubble letters, but it says Kaboom. And you're like, I think I see, like you can kind of feel what's coming. And all those visual jokes are all in there for whoever and whatever wants to like look a little closer and see all those details. So I love those little moments. The other thing I love about that Vernita sequence is it's the opening big action sequence of the film. And I knew this was going to be something different because we see real sweat from our two protagonists. And they look like they are actually tired and doing physical activity, which is not the case for most action movies where our action hero looks incredible at the end of like a 15-minute action sequence. And so I love that you can see that they're getting wounded. There's real actual stakes. They're getting hurt. They're getting tired. They're grunting, and there's real sweat coming out of their pores. I love that we see the costs of them as they're fighting over time of their physical activity, which I don't know. I feel like the Hollywood gloss has like removed a lot of that with a lot of action movies we get today. So it almost makes me feel much more invested in like the physicality of what they're doing when I can see, oh no, they're getting hurt, they're getting tired, and they're in pain. and this is like physical business, that they're doing. And I think that was really notable too, just getting to see those physical implications of their big fight.
Yeah. I'm gonna watch the movie again. Golly. I gotta see that again.
Yeah.
I can't do this.
Oh, yeah.
Ridiculous. It doesn't
It's
make sense.
so
Some things just
good.
don't make sense. This is one of those things for me. That's it.
So good. You can't even explain it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, are there any other big things that like are there things that you find that people miss perhaps with Kill Bill Volume 1 that like some of those like little details that as you've just had time to like appreciate this film are the ones that like really get release the dopamine in your brain and you're like, this gets me every time, that you find that like in when you talk to people or you watched it with family or with friends that you're like, no, I need you to know this, I need to explain it to you so you get it, are there any of those like details or things or even big moments that you find that are either commonly missed or you really want to make sure people get to hear about?
Hmm. That is a challenge because when I tell people that's my favorite movie, I have a friend. She was like, "Eh." I was like, "Excuse me? Did you say eh? What? We cannot be friends." No, kidding. Um, I don't know. Cause it's just it's one of those things where like that's just my movie and I'm standing by it 10 toes down.
Yeah, yeah, you're like, if you don't
But
get it, I'm sorry,
yeah,
sucks for you, honestly. You're missing out.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's yeah. It's hard to say.
Yeah, it's hard to pinpoint.
I mean, it's kind of what we've talked about,
Mm.
the way that the chapters are ordered.
Oh, yeah.
Really love that.
People
The
sometimes
way
can
that
miss.
they use color,
Mm.
like at the begin, started out black and white. That was a brutal scene. I was immediately invested.
Yeah.
Immediately. And then yeah, I'm getting lost. Focus.
Yeah.
And then
I love it.
then the foreshadowing as well
Mm.
for the second volume.
Final.
With
The
oh
Yakuza.
wait, pause. The iconic whistle song.
Yes.
Oh dear,
So good.
that's scene number 2 favorite right there. No fighting involved.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, that was absolutely captivating. That's this
Mm.
they've made songs and remixes out of it. It's cool, good for them. But the original is best.
Mm.
But yeah, I wish people could that don't like it if they could like really, because I'm a big music head, real bad,
Yeah.
very bad. So those kind of those things really stand out to me. The whistle tune. This woman is whistling this jolly tune as she's going to kill this woman that's been in a coma.
Yeah.
That was already that they thought they had already killed at her wedding and her baby, which we
Yeah.
we found out what happened with that. And he's like, oh, let me go in here and just kill her in her sleep. Let's go. Like, girl, what? And then the way that was shot, where they had two frames
So
there, they
good.
show Beatrix and then her walking. I was just like, I didn't appreciate that when I was younger, and it's
Mhm.
standing out to me more now. So just
One little
that.
detail about that I think is so funny
Mm,
is when Daryl Hannah is walking down, we when we first see her, she has just a plain white eye patch, and then after she turns into her nurse's outfit, then it has that red like cross on it because now she's in her nurse's outfit. So we need to have an appropriate eye patch to match the outfit. And it's such a little detail. He didn't need to do that, but it's so funny.
I didn't clock that. I need to run that back and pay attention to that. It's probably something I noticed,
For
but
your watch later
like
tonight,
it's like
CeCe.
whistle
No.
song. Oh my god. I'm
Yeah,
just
watch the
focused
eye
on
patch this time.
I'm
Her
just focused
coat
on
is
that.
also interesting because it has the belt painted on it. It's not a real belt. So there's just her outfit choice in that whole thing is just very interesting to me. But
She's not a real nurse.
she's not a real
Mm.
nurse. Yep.
Hmm.
She's just
This
wearing
is
her costume.
Too much. See, too
It's
much
Halloween.
genius. Too much genius. And then the foreshadowing with you guys saw volume 2, both of you guys, or
I have not.
I
I'm sorry,
have, but
Cece.
yeah, Jen
well, no
hasn't.
spoilers, but there's
Okay.
foreshadowing in the movie in certain fight scenes that you understand when you watch the second one.
Okay.
So yeah. The music for sure. How it helps. Like like the Oren scene. I could have like I wouldn't need Beatrix to narrate it at all
Yeah.
for like to be able to tell what's going on and to feel the emotions because the music
Yeah.
just carried it. And then the woohoo, woohoo, like I
Oh.
cannot. I could go on all day. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that.
We need
But
like they we heard from one of our friends of the pod, Britt, who watched a 7-hour analysis of The Witch and like folk horror on YouTube that has been created that she's basking in. 7-hour analysis. And I don't know, Cece. I feel like this
now
is in
that's
your future.
different. That's different. Hats off to that person. But that's not the life for me. Not 7 hours. Not straight.
Your
You
seven
gotta give me
hour
some.
video will just be like this movie played like 6 times and
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
just on repeat. And again, in case you didn't get it the first time, come along.
Yeah, I'm not built for that.
I love it.
Um
So funny.
but yeah, the whistles, I
Mm,
forget the name of it. And then the I forgot the name of it. It's you so much that dun, dun, dun. I've
mm,
heard that before in other films, but the way that it just worked in Kill Bill, it just it's number one. Number one to
mm-hmm.
me. I don't know if you guys have seen Blue Eye Samurai on Netflix.
I don't think so. No.
Okay. It's one of my favorite. I have a lot of favorites, but this is like top 5, top
Okay.
7 animated, well, films period, shows period, but animated
Okay.
show ever, and it is heavily inspired. You could tell there's a lot of heavy inspiration from Kill Bill.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
really cool.
that's so cool.
I've watched that about 5 times. You didn't ask, but
I love it.
yeah, just the impact of it. I mean, it's impacted other shows.
Yeah.
Even this is crazy, but it's sad, but um Kobe Bryant, he went by Black Mamba. I did not I did not put together, oh, Black Mamba from Kill Bill. I did not put that together. I did not know that's what that was. And my partner, he was my boyfriend, he was like, "You didn't know that?" I'm like, "No." He said the logo on his shoes is the thing. I was like, I'm sorry. I didn't know. My bad. I was like that because like I have a car. When I got my car in 2017, it's black.
Yeah.
I'm childish. I like to name my cars. So her name is Black Mamba, obviously.
Of course. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, but not Kobe Bryant. It's like, no, it is because that's the same thing. It's the same. It's literally the same thing. But lesson learned. Several years later,
Oh, oh, it's so
I feel like I'm
funny.
all over the place.
I
but
love it. No, yeah.
but
It's
but yeah, the way the impact of it and the way that the music progresses the story and transforms the scene and gets you emotionally
mm-hmm.
invested. And then the Oren scene was so fun. Just
Yeah.
seeing the three women just play all on the instruments, drums, guitar, singing. Very cool to see that. And
Yeah.
I forgot the exact details, but the story behind that from Quentin is like icing on the cake. It's like, man, this is some iconic behavior right here. For
Iconic
straight up
behavior. I love it.
iconic behavior. I can't. And that's
Yeah.
impacted my ear for music. Like,
Yes.
I
So many
not a
musicians that are
I'm not a
yeah.
K-pop person, and they didn't do like K-pop, but there's a group, Hi Puffy I'm Yumi. I saw
Mm,
growing up. They do like they're Asian, but they do like rock alternative music that was heavily influenced by Kill Bill. Um,
mm.
and it's more. There's another group. They're not. Uh, they're more metal. It's called Baby Metal. Where they just like mix with like K-pop and metal, like
Oh,
metal, like
cool.
for real, for real.
Yeah.
And yeah, I love it. And hearing hearing that song, or they played like 2 or 3 songs
Mm,
in that scene that really opened up my ears. Like, I like this. I want to hear more of this.
Ah,
And yeah, just opened me up to expand my music library. So yep,
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna stop talking now.
No, it's so good. I mean, it's so true what you're sharing, which is that like Kill Bill's influence. Like I had not seen this movie before, but I feel like I've seen a lot of the references and a lot of artists beyond just the film world reference this movie. Or I mean, SZA's like number one song, you know what I mean, is based on this movie. So just seeing how many like
Yeah,
artists outside of just the film world are taking inspiration or finding that this film is expanding and allowing their inspiration to run with like run farther is I think a testament alone to Kill Bill's impact beyond just I mean its impact for in the film world, but even beyond that, just for art in general. So many references and uses of the imagery in music videos. Like it is
yeah,
really transcended beyond the bounds of kind of genres or mediums in art. And I think that is powerful and not something that I think a lot of films can easily be said that have not just been like pop culture phenomenons, but truly like artistic inspirations are a little bit different. And I think that that's been fascinating to see with this film. So yeah, the transcendent nature of this film beyond the bounds with which and it lives in is quite impressive.
Yeah, and another thing, like kind of related to that, that I was really focused on this watch was just how much like Tarantino loves film. Like there are
Yeah.
so many references all throughout this film that are references to other films, other genres, you know,
Yeah.
even the music that he picked, like it's all like songs that he's heard somewhere else before. Like I love how much, and I feel like this anytime you watch any Tarantino film, you can just feel like his passion for the craft and how extensive his movie knowledge is. You know, you can just look at different scenes and you can know like, oh, that is actually a reference to this other thing and that is a reference to that. And it's just so cool to see how he brings all of his watches and all of his
Mm.
media knowledge into something that is so unique and fresh and new and fun and exciting to watch, but is also grounded on all of these other really like iconic influences in film history. And so to like bridge, you know, like the new and the past, I think is really interesting. And you see that in a lot of his films, but I feel like you really see that in Kill Bill.
oh yeah, it's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like. I haven't watched all of Quentin's films, but
Mm.
I mean, as you could probably tell from what I have seen, Kill Bill is definitely like number one for me. So yeah,
Up there.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 It's just amazing the impact. Yeah,
It's so good. It's so good. I just want to give a quick shout out to something that I really love that he does, which is cutting out the score in a lot of what is the most tense and big action sequences. I feel like sometimes a lot of modern action movies go super heavy on the score to help try and create that tension and that adrenaline. And so they'll do that like pounding beat or, you know what I mean, that cinematic score of like something exciting is happening. And I love that sometimes it's such a sleigh, but he just cuts it out and he's like, you will hear and watch every punch, every slash of the sword, and you will see it and you will hear it. They almost like turn up the like sound effect audio in a lot of those sequences and allow that to really shine. So I just kind of love that he kind of allows for the moment and the choreography and the visuals to have full center stage so that we're not distracted by trying to like artificially create an emotion. He's like, no, I trust that you'll feel it. Don't worry, you know? And I think that's really powerful too. Some of those scenes are so silent as both of her like visuals on screen are two people are fighting each other and the tension of that alone is like even more adrenaline inducing than if they were to actually cut in like a cheap cinematic high adrenaline score, which I feel like happens a lot now, and I love that he doesn't do that. He's just like, oh, I know my visuals and my sound effects are gonna slay, so I'm gonna just let them shine and do their thing.
that makes me think of the scene where or we see Oren. She's at the table with the guys, and then the one guy is just out, not having a smart day, and is just bashing her heritage that she's
Yeah.
Blue Eye Samurai was inspired by that too. Cool. But her heritage being like half Japanese, half Chinese, something
Yeah.
like that. And that woman got up so fast and just boom, cut the
Yeah.
head off. And then the way the blood squirted out was ridiculous and hilarious. And just give me 14 of them right now, honestly. But
Yes.
and then like I don't know how she kept a straight face, but you could tell that he did like another squirt of blood. I'm like, this is, yeah, absolutely ridiculous. And then the fight, the scene where Beatrix was fighting all the minions, just
Yeah.
when they switched it from color to black and white. Yeah, that was cool. When she
That was
got in
so
her
cool.
element, where she like ripped the dude's eye out, and then it switched to black and white, and she just went ham, went crazy, doing windmill stuff, b-boy dance moves on the floor, cutting heads. You get axes, heads cut off, arms cut off, legs, feet cut off, and then at the end say, "Your limbs belong to me." What? That's crazy.
So
That's
Yes.
funny.
different.
That's
But
so
yeah,
funny.
just moments like that. Like I love how
Mhm.
outrageous it is.
Yeah.
um it could unrealistic, it could be unrealistic. If it's entertaining, it works, the humor and all of it.
Yeah.
And then one of my many favorite scenes is it was this, not the last guy, but the second to last. He was young, he was scared, he just had a
Yeah.
sword, and she cut that sword
Get a
up and
little
just
open.
whooped him. Go home to your mother. That's a rent free quote that I use. um but that was just hilarious, and she really just let him go.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
yeah, so that part, that's another scene amongst many that stands out to me. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I'm watching it
So good.
again.
Well, she
It's
whacks
happening.
him with the sword. And so I'm preparing for her to, like, like stab him with it because she goes in for it. And I'm like ready for more blood. She's just a little spanking, a little
She
motherly
saw
spanking,
him.
you know?
He was so
Yeah,
scared. He
taking
was ready
care
to
of
go.
him.
He's like,
So
sis, I'm ready
kind
to
of
go
her.
home. I'm sorry, I'm ready to go home. She's like, you know what? I got you. But you go
Getting
get some
spanked
licks.
by like a legendary sword was not on his
Hmm.
bucket list that he knew to want or woke up that
Yeah.
morning expecting.
Yeah. Well,
Just
and
very select.
especially like how much like blood and guts and stuff is on that sword, because
Insane.
she just mowed through like how many of these dudes?
Yeah.
Like, wow, that is a gnarly looking sword, probably. But I love that whole fight sequence because there's so many different like shifts and tones that happened throughout it. And I feel like in a lot of movies, if you have an extended fight sequence, it kind of gets boring after a little while. You're just like,
Yeah.
y'all, can we hurry this up? Like, I have other things to do with my day. But I feel like this one, it shifts and changes so much because you have like different people entering. You have the visual changes that you talked about, Cece. And then I love that at the beginning, it almost starts in this like normal place where it's like, some of this feels like this is possible. And then it just like ratchets up to this insane level where like, this is not real anymore, but I am highly entertained. So I love all of those shifts and changes throughout that scene because it's a pretty long fight sequence. But because of
Yeah.
all of those changes, you're constantly interested in what's going to happen next. And you're kind of on your toes of like, where is the film going to go next? Because I'm not really sure because it could go anywhere. And that makes that so much fun to watch.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so true. It's so true. Oh, I feel like we could
Crazy.
yap about this film for forever. Time has flown, honestly, truly. Is there
Wow,
any
yes.
last big thing? I know, right? Like I feel like we just got started. Are there any last big things that we want to make sure for sure we mention about Kill Bill Volume 1 before we wrap? Crazy.
Hmm.
I think one quick little thing that I just want to shout out
Yeah.
is in that final scene between the bride and Oren, they're in this moment of like a standoff, and that lasts for a long time when they're just on separate ends of the screen and just waiting for what happens next. And I love that in the foreground, you have that fountain that's dripping water and nothing else in the scene is moving other than the fountain. And I love that little detail. It's all that you can hear is just as it's like thunking to like dump out the water and then come right back up. I loved that so much. It reminded me almost like a metronome as we're just like waiting for the beat. We're waiting for something to happen next. And that's just keeping time until these two go at each other again. Like it's such a little tiny thing. And I ate it up. It's so good.
It is. It's very satisfying. Like some little ASMR action. Like oh, stop.
Yeah. CeCe, any parting thoughts from you?
I feel like I've broken down every part that I like. Okay. Yeah, I love the way that
PSA to the masses.
I do love the way that it ended when she was telling the woman whose arm she cut off. She was like, I want him to know. I want him to know. And I want them all to know. It's like, get it, girl. Spit it out. Get your words together.
That's you on this pod being like, I want them, the listeners, to know because I want them to know.
And I want them all to know.
This movie is the best movie ever.
I love this movie very much. And I really hope you get the chance to watch Volume 2.
Yes.
That way you can understand the gargantuan reference.
Okay.
Yeah. And and some of the foreshadowing that I mentioned that I did give not specifics because I don't like to spoil things, but
yeah. Good teaser. I love it.
Kill Bill.
Yes. I know what CeCe's gonna do later tonight is go.
You already know.
Run it back again.
I'm just gonna go back and watch my favorite scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep. What's happening?
Yep. I love it. Well, this was so fun. This was our review and discussion of Kill Bill Volume 1 in all of its glory. You can find it available to stream on Prime Video. I think a bunch of the other video on demand platforms you can probably buy or rent this movie. So thank you for listening to today's episode of Movies and Us. A big thank you to you, CeCe, for sharing your passion, your joy, your memories with Kill Bill Volume 1, and just a PSA to the masses, like, you want them to know.
That part.
Yes.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate you guys. And I just want to highlight you guys, like, what you guys do is really dope. And your consistency is very much noticed on my end. Your hard work and the way that you guys plan things out and organize things, it's really, really dope and cool to see. So I actually admire you guys. So yeah.
Oh, thank you. We try.
Yeah.
So it's helpful to know that it's making a difference. We're so encouraged by hearing that. So thank you so much, CeCe. See, Kill Bill Volume 1, bringing people together.
Yes.
We got our more fuzzies. CeCe, where can people find more of you on the internet and your content? Because you create a bunch of fun stuff and really insightful stuff. So yeah. What do you do on that? Where can people find you?
Movie reactions are my thing. People like my facial expressions when I watch things sometimes. So I have a movie reaction page. I recently did K-pop Demon Hunters.
Nice.
Wonderful movie. And I have one I'm working on next, War of the Worlds from Amazon Prime.
Nice.
That's going to be a fun one.
Nice.
And I do food content as well on TikTok and YouTube, at CeCe Clemons on TikTok, and then CeCe Clemons 2.0 on YouTube. And then for my movie reaction content, just at CeCe Clemons on YouTube. So if you're into, those are two very different things, but if you're into either or, feel free to follow. And as always, I say on my videos, drink your water. It's good for you.
Yes. Cheers to us all, Hydration Nation. This is important. Yeah.
Look at y'all. Y'all got it. Almost on like every video, I say drink your water. So that's the thing.
I love that.
It's good. It's important.
It's important.
You
yeah.
You gotta stay hydrated.
Or not. They just go through their day not hydrated.
Yes.
And I gotta let the people know. Gotta help them out. It's my duty.
We will include all of that goodness for where you can find more of CeCe on the interwebs. Go follow her. She's amazing, creates amazing content, so fun. And honestly, movies, TV, food. Like, hello, are you a human? Like, you definitely do one of those two things for sure. So go follow CeCe and do it together with her. All right, well, our name Movies and Us sums it up. We're all about movies and the powerful ways we can connect with each other and the world around us. This podcast is about all of us and our shared stories, so everyone is welcome here, and we're so glad you spent time hanging out with us today. You can subscribe to this podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you tune to your favorite shows. Drop us a rating and review, letting us know what your favorite sequence of Kill Bill Volume 1 is. Go share it with CeCe too. She's gonna be so happy.
Share it with us now. Okay,
yes.
I'm kidding. I'm not, but I am.
You can connect with us on Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky at Movies and Us Pod, or email us at moviesanduspod@gmail.com. Check out our website, andusmedia.co, for the latest on Movies and Us and our other podcast, TV and Us. And as we mentioned, we are on YouTube, so you need to go see CeCe's cool shirt, facial expressions, and this levitating sword over on YouTube at Movies and Us Pod. We'll be back next week with a frame-by-frame episode. We're going to be talking about the opening scene of the 1974 film, The Conversation. It's a great opening scene, y'all. So much to talk about there. We hope you have an amazing week, and we'll talk again with y'all very soon.